Pessoal, muito bom dia. É um prazer enorme estar aqui com vocês. Em nome do Dino, eu quero agradecer muito a presença de todos. A gente tem uma live bem objetiva hoje e muito rica em conteúdo. Deixa eu explicar como é que vai ser. A gente vai fazer uma entrevista com o Neil Patel. Na verdade, a entrevista já foi gravada, né? E a gente vai exibir essa entrevista aqui agora, e é uma entrevista relativamente curta, ali na casa dos 15 minutos, tá? A entrevista está em inglês, mas ela está legendada, você vai ver que é um grande bate-papo entre nós dois, tá? Então, o Neil Patel, ele é um dos grandes empreendedores digitais, né? Ele é figurinha fácil em grandes eventos mundiais sobre marketing digital, já teve até algumas vezes aqui no Brasil. Tem uma atuação marcante com o seu blog, porque quando você pesquisa itens relacionados a marketing de conteúdo, marketing de influência, marketing digital, SEO, ele frequentemente aparece entre os primeiros resultados, tanto em inglês quanto em português. Além disso, o Neil Patel é um grande empreendedor, né? Ele tem diversas empresas, uma delas diretamente relacionada a SEO, que é a Uber Suggest, né? A gente até vai falar um pouquinho sobre essa empresa, essa ferramenta com o Neil, mas você vai notar que ele fala com muita segurança e muita propriedade por ser uma das autoridades em marketing digital em âmbito mundial. Então é isso, eu vou rodar aqui essa entrevista e vamos batendo papo aqui no chat, tá? Durante a apresentação. Fique à vontade aí para fazer seus comentários, suas perguntas. Como a entrevista é gravada, eu também vou estar por aqui no chat para bater papo, tá bom? Então é isso, espero que esse conteúdo seja útil.
They usually say that backlinks and content itself are the most important things we have when it comes to SEO. What do you think? Are they right? Are they missing anything?
Yeah, I think there's a few things. It's not just one. So one, content is very important. Two, another thing that's important is brand queries. How many people are searching for brand? Like, for example, I have a tool that does really well called Evento. They're really popular is because it gets a lot of brand queries. People searching for the name, high click-through rate on the brand. It shows Google that people trust it as an authoritative source, which then helps boost all my rankings. Another thing that's important too is user metrics. So links, yes, of course, are important, but like if things like your user metrics are off, then your rankings aren't going to do well. User metrics are things like someone comes to your website and not clicking the back button right away. If they click the back button right away and they go to the next listing in Google, it tells Google that no one likes your listing. Or if they're not spending a lot of time on your page, it tells them that your content may not be that good, right? So there's a lot of factors. I think voice search is becoming more popular. They say something like 2 out of every 5 adults use voice search on a daily basis. So it's something that companies can't take for granted. Mobile is very important. There's mobile first indexes just in Google now versus before mobile and desktop used to be the same index.
You mentioned voice, search voice, and I read last week, I think, some trends about SEO for 2019, and they say something interesting, or I'd say weird, is that voice is more related to local search. Is that right?
That's correct. Most of voice search that we're seeing is all local related. We're not seeing tons of voice search that's global right now.
Yeah, good. So, in your SEO guidelines, you have some of them on internet. You emphasize that the keywords are really important. My question is, are keywords still important even after Google launched Rank Brain, their artificial intelligence, the AI system?
Yeah, it's still very important. If you don't put in the right keywords, then you're not going to do as well. And that's why we created Uber Suggest, the tool, because you can put in a keyword and it'll tell you all the other variations of that term, long tail versions, other related keywords. And what we found is when you add in those extra keywords onto your web pages, in many cases, you can get 20, 30, 40% increases in traffic within 30 days.
And would you say that Uber Suggest, I know it's your creation, it's your kid, and would you say that is a mandatory tool today? I mean, everyone I talk to says that, oh, Uber Suggest is just necessary. So would you say the same?
Yeah, I think it's necessary, especially if you want to get more traffic. And it'll be more and more necessary as time goes on and we release more advanced features. And our goal is to keep them for free like it is right now. So that way the people of Brazil can use a tool and not have to worry about paying 400 or 500 reais per month, which is too expensive.
And what other kind of tools would you recommend to someone who is willing to rank well on Google?
Ahrefs is good if you have 400 or 500 reais per month. Another good tool out there is Moz. It tells you all your on-page SEO errors, but again, you're going to need 400 or 500 reais per month. So there's most of the tools out there that are decent. They're good, but the problem is they're just expensive, you know, not just for Americans, but also for Brazilians as well.
We can see that you are really successful when it comes to SEO. We can always find neilpatel.com whenever you search in Portuguese or in English. And what is your secret, Neil? What exactly do you do, or do you prioritize when you create your post or your team creates your blog posts?
Our priority is just to update the content, make it good, benefit people. We put the user first, so we don't even think SEO first. Our logic is, how can we write an amazing post that answers everyone's questions and is very actionable? And that helps us ensure that people like the post and they keep coming back.
But you have a style, a very specific style, right? Even if it's not signed by you, if I just read the post, I can tell it's from Neil Patel because you have a style. So how did you create that? Was it natural?
It was natural. That style came from high school. That's how I was taught how to write in school.
What did you learn at high school?
Yeah, when I was a little kid, they taught me you write an introduction, then your body, and then a conclusion. And if you look at all my posts, it's introduction, body, and conclusion. And they say use subheadings for the body, put in very detailed, specific, actionable points. These are all things that I was taught when I was younger in school. So that's how I write now.
And how many of your blog posts do you write yourself? I guess you have a great team. Do you write all of them?
Yeah, because I only write one blog post a week. I only release one. Now, in Portuguese, someone transcribes it because I don't speak Portuguese, so they got to translate it for me. But I'm writing them all.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
It's not hard. It's for a month, right? It's not too many.
But it requires a lot of time from you, right? So do you have a personal agenda schedule that makes you stop and write that? Is that right?
I don't know. I've been doing it for a very long time. I like writing on the weekends, so that's good for me. It makes it fun. And it makes it easy because then I release a post on Tuesday, so it's not too bad.
And when I asked you about your priorities on your own blog post, you mentioned 2 or 3 of them. And, it's I read something from a good friend of mine, and probably from yours as well, which is Mark Schaefer. He's a great author, books author. And he says, okay, there are millions of credits from so he recommends just just pick up those 2 or 3 criteria and focus on them. Do you do the same? Do you agree?
I agree, and that's my same strategy.
Okay, and Neil, we are recording that for DINO, which is a newswire company. It's becoming very popular among PR people and also marketers. They are all about the same today. And among those partners of DINO, there are some great magazines, such as the Brazilian Forbes, or the Brazilian New York Times.
Yeah, Info.
And they are able to.
Brazil, right?
Yeah. Veja, Exame, you know some of them. I know you know them, which is nice from you. And you are able to create a backlink to your website sometimes when you use a service like ours. So is this helpful for those companies? I mean, is DINO help for SEO in some way?
It doesn't help too much with SEO directly, but indirectly it helps. What I mean by this is directly getting all the PR, like it's not really going to create too many links, but that Google uses to rank you higher. But what it does is it gets your name out there. So by getting your name out there, you're going to get more brand queries. The more brand queries you get, the higher you rank. It also is going to get more people to know about you. The more people that read it and see it, they're going to come to your website. You're going to have better user metrics. Some of those people will link to you, share your content on the social web. So indirectly, DINO will help with rankings. Directly, no, but indirectly, it'll help.
And Neil, a lot of companies are struggling every day to rank on Google, and most of them or some of them succeed, and then they get some traffic from Google. But it seems to me that not all of them are able, none of them know what to do with their traffic when they come. Do they have a marketing problem or an inbound marketing problem?
No, it's more of a conversion rate optimization problem. So getting traffic is half the battle. The other half is converting those visitors into customers or leads. So you got to do things like collect emails. You got to do things like optimize your checkout pages, your landing pages, look at what pages people are dropping off the most in your funnel. So you got to look at all these things to improve those numbers. So getting traffic isn't enough. You need to also optimize for conversions.
Yeah, that's cool. And how do you do that in your companies? What are your priorities? In your own companies, we know you are a successful entrepreneur. So how do you deal with that in your companies?
Yeah, the way I deal with that in my company is, we just have a ton of people. And having all these people just helps out because they help solve all problems. But in general, in any things that you want to accomplish, you got to break it down bit by bit and see how you can tackle it part by part. You don't have to take on anything all at once.
And then a final question, Neil. What are the biggest trends you see when it comes to SEO for next week, for next year, for example? I've been reading lots of forecasts, but I'd love to hear from you. What are the biggest trends in your opinion?
Biggest trends I'm seeing right now is user metrics, doing what's best for people, and it's building brands. So when you see like user metrics and all these kind of things, it's more so you got to build a brand, and a lot of people aren't building brands. And I think if you ended up doing that, you'll just do so much better. And that's the thing that I believe is the biggest mistake. Without building a brand, you won't do well. Like if you think about credit cards, you naturally think of Nubank, right? It's not like Nubank has to do SEO and Nubank has to tell everyone, hey, Google for credit cards, you'll find us at the top. They built a brand. if you think of banking, you'll think of like Itaú or one of these big branches. So you have to more so think about how you can build a brand and provide an amazing product or service. That's what's going to win in the long run, not just in marketing, but everything.
That's fine. Okay. Neil, thank you so much for talking to me. It's an honor for us to have you with us. I've been reading you for a long time. And as I told you, I always expected to meet you in person in Cleveland, Ohio, at Content Marketing World. I've been there for 8 times, speaking sometimes, judging some others. And I really expect to see you there when it's possible.
Awesome. Yes, and thank you for having me.
Muito bem, tá aí o nosso bate-papo. Eu fiquei com a impressão de que o Neil é um cara muito simples, né? Muito simpático, e fala de forma muito objetiva, muito simplificada daquilo que ele domina, né? Como as pessoas que dominam bem um assunto. Então, o Neil gentilmente atendeu o nosso convite aqui do Dino, né, para esse bate-papo. E eu destacaria do que ele falou, né, esses aspectos técnicos, né, que são necessários, além do conteúdo, para você ranquear bem em buscas orgânicas do Google. Tá bom, gente? Tá aqui meu contato. A gente não vai aqui hoje, excepcionalmente, abrir para perguntas que eu possa responder ao vivo, porque a estrela maior do show é o Neil e ele estava aqui gravado com a gente. Mas, ainda assim, né, eu também tenho algum conhecimento sobre SEO, o pessoal aqui do Dino também. Então, se você quiser enviar sua pergunta por e-mail, fique à vontade, é sempre um prazer ter essa interação, tá bom? Gente, muito obrigado pela participação aqui hoje. Eu espero que tenha agregado alguma coisa e espero vocês nos próximos eventos aqui do Dino. Obrigado e até a próxima!